The landing cost of premium motor spirits, popularly called fuel, imported into the country has increased to a new high of 249 naira 42 kobo per litre on the back of a high global oil prices. The further rise in the landing cost of PMS means increased subsidy as the pump price of the product remains steady at 162 naira to 165 naira per litre, depending on where you're buying from. Petrol subsidy, which was removed in March 2020, resurfaced earlier this year as the government has left the pump price of the product unchanged since December, despite the increase in global oil prices, making the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, which has been the sole importer of petrol into the country in recent years, to bear the subsidy cost since it resurfaced. While marketers have continued to stress the need to allow market forces determine the pump price of fuel and do away with subsidy, it remains uncertain whether the discussions between the federal government and labor unions will lead to the deregulation of the price of PMS. I have joining me via Zoom, he's editor-in-chief of Energy News Network and also a freelance writer for This Day on Sunday. That's Mr. Chris Otaigbe. Good afternoon, Mr. Otaigbe. It's good to see you.
Good afternoon, Tolu. It's always my pleasure to be with you. Glad to be on the program.
All right then, 249 naira landing cost. So when the price of crude goes up, which we're supposed to get more money, now we are going to pay more for PMS and government has to subsidize. How does this come to you?
Well, first of all, let's thank NNPC for holding the price down and not punishing Nigeria to pay higher fuel price at the filling station, in the name of subsidy. But I dare say, from what I've looked at, from what I've seen, that the issue may not actually be pump price at all. I'm sure this might be the first time anybody will be saying this on air or in the media. To get to the bottom, how can Nigeria understand or identify with NNBC on this their landing price that shifts from day to day or from situation to situation if we do not know the processes? How the process of how you get the fuel or how you take our crude outside the country to refine and bring back. When we don't know it, anything you tell us, we just hear and that's it. But well, I think it's better to understand that it's better to know the processes. Okay? Now, we all know what happened between 2010 and 2012. When fuel price was jumping up and down, Nigerians were almost going to bring because of fuel price. The NNPC was owing marketers almost over $3 billion, and they were taking over like 1,000 days, in arrears and all of that. And so that part of it, of bringing in marketers, became unsustainable. So they now shifted to what you call crude swap, which is primarily a barter deal. What that means is that NNPC takes its crude outside Nigeria, to refiners who will refine it and then bring back the product to Nigeria, FOB free of board. So the idea that when they are to refine it as a seller and bring it here. NNPC does not, from my understanding of it, no cash. NNPC does not pay anybody. They pay anybody in crude oil, crude oil. They have two types of crude. Product Exchange Agreement, which is called the RPEA. Under RPEA, crude oil is allocated to a trader, and the trader is then responsible for importing specified products worth the same amount of money as the crude minus certain agreed fees and expenses, the value of which the trader keeps. So by 2011, the government had signed in 4 RPAs, with commodity traders and all of that. Offshore Processing Agreement, OPA. Under this type of deal, the contract holder either a refiner or a trading company is supposed to lift a certain amount and deliver the resulting products back to NNPC. Okay, the contract layout the specified product yield, i.e., the respective amounts of diesel, kerosene, and gasoline, that's the PMS, that the refinery will produce. The refining company then also can pay cash. Did you hear that? Can pay cash to NNPC for any product that Nigeria does not need. So in 2001, as the fuel shortage worsened, NNPC issued a tender for OPA and signed one with BP affiliates Niger-Med late in 2009 and all of that. Now I have to give you this premise for you to understand. The deal is primarily this: we need fuel in Nigeria. NNPC does not want to pay cash because there is no cash to pay. We're short, forex is short and all of that. So they give crude oil from their DCA, that's the direct crude allocation, that's 445,000 barrels. Are you following me, Tolu?
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they give this cargo. Sometimes they share 90,000 barrels per day to the identified contractors, and they don't have to name names here. So those ones are supposed to take it to wherever they want to refine the product, bring it back to Nigerian ports. NNPC does not pay anybody. So that at the end of the day, they deliver the product to PPMC or NNPC. PPMC is a subsidiary, right? But to PPMC, that is a subsidiary to NNPC. Now there is a trading arm of NNPC. It's called Duke Oil. Now Duke is the one who does this on behalf of NNPC. They give the cargo to Duke. Duke gives it to these traders. They take it abroad and refine and bring it here. So I am struggling to understand what is landing and where is the cost. But we are told several things. Now this particular deal NNPC is doing is not new. It's what has been happening under past government from the military to this time. And I recall that under the watch of the late Professor Sam David West, the same thing they engaged in, crude swap. What did they do at the time? They engaged the services of the international oil companies, give them the crude oil, they take it, refine, those are like Shell, they refine the crude, bring the product down to Nigeria, they will give us the one we need for the domestic consumption, the rest, the excess they sell, and return the money to the traditional accounts. Now, in all of this, please tell me where is money being spent, or where does money or cash come from NNPC to become some kind of expenses that they must add to the fuel price that is not to us.
All right.
So as far as I'm concerned, well, they may come, somebody might come, some expert might pay the expert might come and tell you that, no, there are technicalities, speak all the grammars, they can tell you.
Let me ask you this. A major challenge that we face as a country is the fact that we do not refine petroleum products. That's the major challenge. And everyone is hoping that by the time Dangote refinery becomes fully functional, we'll get out of that space. But at the moment, refining is a challenge, and it definitely will affect our income, even at this time when we have issues with forex. What do you make of this?
Can you hear me? I've laid a very simple, logical process before you.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
When what crude swap is doing is like outsourcing our refining capacity to another refinery. Am I making sense to you? Are you with me? Hello? Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes. So what is happening is that it's like the arrangement now is like, okay, our refineries are down. So let's shift that activity, that operation to another refining facility, albeit outside the shores of Nigeria. No cash, no dollar exchanges hands. Did you hear what in the OPA, offshore processing agreement? The trader will pay cash to NNPC for products that we do not need. A drop of crude oil, by the way, will give you over 20 derivatives. But NNPC will tell them to they will take 300,000 barrels of crude oil outside the shores of Nigeria in whatever form, in whatever formula, in whatever format, through traders, which is even by itself shortchanging Nigeria for them to refine and bring product and bring only gasoline, which is PMS, and what they call diesel and kerosene. 3 out of over 20. So what you pay, the only payment that is done is through the other derivatives.
All right. Let me now let me follow up with this, because time is already not really on our side. We had technical issues, so we just had to reconnect. Now, do you think deregulation will address all of these challenges?
My brother, this is just not about all the deregulation, all the structural reform. It's about honesty and transparency. But as you have said, when the local refineries that are springing up come on stream, all of these things will be done away with, if they want it done away with. Right? Now, the process I've laid down before you now, Nigerians, is just to let you know that this is what they have been covering. That's why they say NNPC processes are opaque and all of that. The further depth of this opaqueness are in the documentation. Who are in the room when they are signing these deals? In fact, for instance, Sanusi Lamido, former governor of CBN, did say on record. He said, how come, he expressed his reservation, he said, how come when you are making these deals, right, to import fuel to Nigeria, import fuel to Nigeria, why do you exclude CBN, you exclude DPL, you exclude even Duke, I don't know whether you exclude Duke or even COMD, crude oil marketing division of NNPC, only PPMC. At that time he was complaining. I hope that is not the practice now, but I'm not to know, but I'm just giving you what was obtainable then. It was the process, and that process is still continuing now. The difference is the persona inside that process, working that process, because we are still doing put swap. So the totality of this is that, as far as my submission is that there is no landing cost. There is no landing cost. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. For what I've laid out before you now, do you see anywhere that any reason that landing cost shows up?
No.
Who is NNPC paying?
I think, Mr. Otaigbe, we need to have a part 2 of this discussion where we'll be able to really analyze these issues, because you have strong reservations and your submissions very valid with regards to this. We need to iron this out. We're going to have to talk about this again, but for now, this is much time can take. I must appreciate you. Despite the challenges, we're able to still get you on air to speak to us on this very issue. I've been speaking to Editor-in-Chief, Energy News Network. He's also a freelance writer this day on Sundays, Mr. Chris Otaigbe. Thank you very much. We'll definitely reconnect and have you join us on the show to talk about this very important topic.
Sure.